So, the GTA 6 trailer has so many details, especially in these big, vast overhead scenes, that you don't even know where to look. So, let's break these scenes down and see what we can find, see what's going on in this GTA 6 world. The trailer starts off with this beautiful sunset, kind of like the GTA 5 trailer started off with the same sort of sunset as well. And I'm loving the colors here, all the pink and purple hues, absolutely beautiful. Now, one of the things I noticed here is if we zoom in on this boat, look at the waves that it's creating in its wake. It doesn't look like they're just textures, it looks like they're actual waves. So another great example of what we're going to be getting with these new water physics in GTA 6. Now, down here we have a bridge with a bunch of cars on it. You can see this guy over here, he's towing a boat. And right in front of him, we got a truck with what appears to be a new brand. I don't think we've ever seen Patriot beer in the game before. And then right next to it, it's a little hard to see, but it's like a small flatbed, definitely a truck, but a small truck. Kind of similar to this truck over here, also a small truck, but then it's got something in the back. There's also a couple of buses here. We got one right here on the bridge, and then there's another one all the way out there in the back. And then if we take a look right above the bus, you see those smokestacks over there? That might be some kind of a factory. We didn't really see a lot of industrial areas in this trailer, but it looks like there's gonna be at least something. Now, another cool little detail that I'm noticing in this scene is we do have these birds that are just flying through the air. But take a look down here. You see how there's just birds sitting here on these telephone or these power wires? So I think that's going to be kind of cool if we just see birds like flying around and all of a sudden they just decide to land on a tree or a power wire. Then right behind them we have, I think that is a water treatment plant because you can see these huge tanks with water. And then of course right behind that we see the prison, and that's where Lucia is in the trailer, or at least when she starts off, she's gonna be in prison. And then this bridge over here, I don't know, it's really hard to tell, and this is like pure speculation at this point here from me, but to me, it kind of looks like a railroad bridge. Like, look at this part over here. Like, I just think it's like railroad tracks sticking out, because you have the embankment right here, and then you got the railroad tracks just sitting right on top of it. Because there's nothing else over there. There's no cars or anything. So, I don't know. To me, it just reads like a railroad bridge. Another thing that I noticed on this particular scene is the lack of pedestrians. Unlike some of the other scenes that are jam-packed with people, there's like nobody here. I mean, yeah, obviously this doesn't look like an area that people would maybe want to walk through, because you have the road over here with, doesn't even look like there's any sidewalks. And then, of course, this industrial area with the prison, the water treatment plant, maybe the factory back there. So probably not a great walkable area, but yeah, absolutely no pedestrians that at least I can see here in this scene. All right, let's move on to the next one, and this one is the big sweeping view of the beach. So first, we're gonna start off with this frame of the water. We got a big yacht coming through, and again, you can see that wake, right? Those water physics here at work. And then down here, there's a few, what I believe are turtles swimming underwater. And then there's like a couple of dark patches, which I think could be seaweed. Then the camera pans further up. Now here we got a few dolphins that are swimming through the water and jumping out, which is really cool. And then it also looks like we have a couple of sharks. There's one down here, and then another one further up closer to the beach. I'm kind of getting close to people there. And then here comes the jet skis and the boats, and we actually see people now standing in the water as well. I like too how there's like different groupings of people. Like here we have people that are in couples, they're just standing together, but then we have a group of 3 people over here. And then if you look on the beach, just along the waterline too, you'll see a bunch of different groups of people just kind of hanging out, doing their thing. And then this is a nice little detail here. Check out the line of seaweed that has accumulated on the beach just right along the waterline. Like if you ever been to the beach, that's something you would actually see, which I think is a nice little detail they've added to the game too. And then here we are, we got the big sweeping beach, which is split up into sections. You kind of see that in real life too, where each hotel will have their own little section of the beach with their own chairs and umbrellas. And that's what we have here, different umbrella colors. We have all sorts of loungers, like these day beds, the regular beach loungers. Of course, you gotta have the lifeguard shack on the beach, and there's the lifeguard car just driving right along the beach there. And then here, further down, we now see this transition from the beach to this urban life. And again, it might be a little bit hard to see here, but you can kind of see there the sand mixing with the grass. Again, very realistic, right? It's not just like, here's the sand, boom, here's the grass, right? It's kind of that blend in between before then it transitions to, you know, more grass, pathways, etc., etc., you know, asphalt, and so on and so forth. The one odd thing that stands out to me, and that's actually going to be coming up in the next scene, is if you look closely at these balconies, there is no one on them, like in any of the buildings. I mean, yeah, sure, like you see all kinds of props are just stored on the balconies, and there seems to be people hanging out on this terrace, but the actual building balconies, they're all just empty. So yeah, hopefully that's something that Rockstar can address before the game is actually out. Because I mean, imagine walking and then you just look up and you got people like looking at you, or maybe even throwing something at you, like somebody throws a banana at you or something, you know, that would be kind of cool. The other thing here, if you look closely, like you'll see these interiors, they do look 3D. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that all of these are going to be enterable interiors, so Rockstar might be using a little trick here with parallax interiors to make them seem like they're, you know, 3D interiors that you can actually go into, but it's just a visual trick. But hey, listen, it's cool nonetheless. It's better than in GTA 5 where we just have like a texture of curtains on the window. Next, we got this scene of the flamingos, but there's more than flamingos in this shot. First of all, we got other birds right here in the grass. I think these are a heron. Then down here at the bottom, it looks like ducks. And then not sure what those things flying in the background. Could be more flamingos. They don't really look like flamingos, so might be more a heron flying, but it could be just another type of bird too. Then we have a few gators. There's one right over here, and another one right next to it. And then we have a couple more in the background over there, and some on this side. And then further than that, again, hard to see here, but kind of looks like a deer and something else. I'm not sure what that is. Could be another deer, could be something else. Bear, maybe too small for a bear. I doubt there's any bears in this area, but yeah, it definitely looks like there's something else over there as well. Also, not sure what this black thing is here in the corner. I tried looking at it on different frames, but it just kind of looks like a black blob, so I'm not sure if that's an animal, some kind of an object, whatever it is. There's definitely something there as well. But yeah, very nice scene here, just showing the different wildlife that we can expect here in GTA 6. And next, we arrive right here at this gem. I mean, there's just so much going on in this scene. Right off the bat, flurry of activity in the skies. Got multiple helicopters, a plane, the Sea Sparrow is back. But then there's even more activity here on the beach. Everyone is kind of doing their own thing, like these people are sunbathing. This guy over here is just being a creeper. You got people hanging out, drinking some beers. Check out this dude, he's got some AirPods in his ears. And then right behind them, we got either it's the lifeguard or the Coast Guard, a little hard to tell, but you can see the trailer there hooked up to the truck and looks like they might have been offloading a boat. We got the groups of people just hanging out in the water. And then on this side, one of the things that I noticed are the 3D accessories. You can kind of see the necklace here on this woman. It doesn't look flat. There's a bit of a shadow behind it. So that's a pretty cool touch. And then also check out this detail. I mean, first we got this small little cute dog running right next to these two people, which I'm guessing are the owners. And then look at the feet of these guys over here. Look how they're covered in sand, right? So that's another pretty cool little detail. You know, you're standing in sand, you're gonna get covered in it, right? Versus like these girls over here who have no sand on their feet. But that's because they're lying on the towels, you know, sunbathing. So if they haven't been walking in the past little while on the sand, I can see why their feet might be cleaner than the guys who are just kind of standing over there, you know, drinking beers, hanging out. You know, this might be kind of like the blood effect in GTA 5 where after a while it sort of, you know, disappears off you. So yeah, really cool, really dynamic scene. You can see just people, you know, doing their thing. Some are just lying down. A lot of people are on their phones, which is what you kind of see on the beach now. Hey, listen, I do that myself. This girl is over here, has got a very shiny bottom because she's getting some sunscreen applied to her. Got some more people just kind of hanging out in the background. But again, see, take a look at the buildings. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? No one on their balconies, which you think in this sort of environment overlooking the ocean, nice sunny day, there'll at least be someone out there on the balcony, right? Come on, Rockstar, you gotta fix that. As great as the scene is though, I will point out one thing. Look at the far side of the beach over there, and again, it's a little hard to see, but I do not see any people. Whether that's a distance rendering thing, or maybe Rockstar set the scene up for the trailer, who knows, but like I said, I do see a bunch of stuff out there. It kind of looks like, again, umbrellas, towels, etc. But you can see there's nobody like standing in the water, hanging out on the beach. It all seems to be very localized to this part where the trailer is taking place. So interesting little tidbit over there. Okay, let's quickly take a look at this scene over here. Lots going on as well. Lots of cars. Seems like it's some sort of a car meet. Check out the poor bum there, sort of asleep on the street in the background. And then up here, look at the telephone poles. Again, just the attention to detail of all these cables, wires, just everything kind of running everywhere. It's crazy. I mean, the amount of work it took to model all of that is absolutely unbelievable, but you know, there it is. You don't necessarily see it when you're playing the game, but it definitely kind of adds to the atmosphere of this area of the city that you're in. Okay, so now here we got one of my favorite scenes because dusk is my favorite time of the day. Loving the lighting over here. Of course, you got the headlights and the street lights, but then all the buildings are lit up, including all of the big buildings there in the background. And then check this out. If you zoom in all the way in the back, you can even see the lights there from either the traffic lights or another toll booth. And then there's even lights right there on top of the cranes. You can kind of see the little red beacons there on the edges. Down here, we got some cars coming through the toll booth and then just proceeding along the street. There is a less busier street right here on the left with only just a couple of cars on it. But the one thing that stands out here to me in this scene is the lack of pedestrian traffic. I mean, other than these two pedestrians right down here at the bottom, it just doesn't look like there's anyone else. Now, again, this might be the time of the night. However, it does look like it's a nice area to walk in, unlike maybe that first scene that we saw. I mean, look at this. You got like a little park over here. But yeah, there just doesn't appear to be anybody on these sidewalks at all. So I thought that was kind of strange. Again, seeing those previous scenes where they're just packed with people going about their business. This one, kind of weird. If it wasn't for the cars, it'd feel like a ghost town, right? So I'm not sure if that's, again, some sort of a rendering thing here, or they just didn't quite want to set up all the pedestrians. I'm not sure what's going on, but it'd be nice to see some more life on these streets. I mean, it's not that late. And then I thought this was a nice touch. Check this out. There's a bike path over here, actually on both sides of the road, and it just runs right along. So it'd be kind of cool to see some cyclists as you're driving by. But yeah, overall, a very nice, cool scene. Next, we got ourselves the street shot over here. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but one thing that I do like is how, you see this lady right over here? Look at her. She's giving him the look. He's asking for money. He's got a little chameleon right there on his shoulder. And they're just walking by and she kind of looks at him. So a really cool way. Hopefully the NPCs are not just interacting with you as the player, but actually interacting with each other. And I think there's a evidence or proof that that might be the case. I also do like the fact how these two are like pretty much out on the road in order to take this picture of this hotel, completely oblivious to what's going on around them. I mean, imagine driving down the road and then just running them over. That would be pretty hilarious. Let's move on to this fantastic shot, the road leading to the Keys area. Again, lots of things going on over here, tons of different boats. I'm excited about these different container ships you can see right here sailing through this channel. And the one thing that I'm noticing right away in this shot is, of course, the render distance. I mean, you can see how far these cars are being rendered, even all the way here in the back. I mean, this looks like a dot, but it does look like there's some sort of a big vehicle on that bridge. And even from this distance, we can still see something over there, up there on that bridge moving along. So it's gonna be really cool to be able to see these vehicles far out. We got this air blimp on an island over here that's actually based on a real blimp called the Fat Albert. And then you have like these remote islands or half sunken islands over here on the left. And check it out, there's a little puff of smoke coming off one of them. So not sure what's going on there, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. By which I mean 2025. And then this over here, hard to say if that's a boat or when you kind of zoom out, I don't know, maybe a submarine sticking up. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, what a great shot this is. Then we got this one over here, and the first thing I noticed... No! Check out her hair. The physics are gonna be awesome. It's like slapping her in the face, waving in the wind. I mean, hopefully this is the kind of stuff that we're gonna be seeing in the game and it's not just a cutscene. Now, the one thing that I do want to point out is that in these quick shots that we get from the social media Rockstar is implementing into GTA 6, what I'm noticing is the vegetation looks great, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't seem to move, like there's no wind. Like if you pay close attention to these trees, they just look completely static. So hopefully it's just one of those development things where they haven't had the time to properly program the wind and stuff, and maybe we'll see that in the future trailers. I definitely hope we're gonna see that in the final game, because even GTA 5 had like wind and trees move. Next, this scene was a quick drive-by of two sheriff vehicles just passing by, probably on the way to the store that you just robbed. But one of the things that stood out to me is check out the interior. It's like a fully 3D modeled interior of the vehicle. I mean, you even have like a recessed speedometer in the dashboard. The other thing that we seem to be getting are the real-time reflections. Look at the side mirror right here. You'll notice that it's changing as the cop cars pass by. And then over there in the distance, you got like this nice hazy volumetric fog. Then of course we have this crash scene shot from the Weasel News helicopter, and you can see the police there are pulling out the suspects from the flipped over vehicle. But then just take a look over here, just the amount of debris from the crash site. I mean, like, this thing just spilled its guts out onto the road. You can probably picture this happening in the game. The car hits the barrel, stuff just goes flying everywhere. It's gonna look so epic. And you'll even notice the guardrail. Look at that deformation right here where that impact occurred. Same thing on the car. I mean, look at the angle that the tires are in. So there's some deformation here in the vehicle happening as well. And there's a lot more details in some of these other scenes also. Like, look at all of the liquor bottles here on the shelf. Every single one of them looks detailed, textured. Even the TV up here at the top. Look at all the wires just kind of hanging off the shelf. I think the amount of care and attention to detail that Rockstar is putting into this game is unprecedented. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed my detailed analysis of some of my favorite scenes here from the GTA 6 trailer. Let me know in the comments what your favorite scenes were, and maybe you found some other details that I didn't even see. Because I'll be honest, I'm like running on 3 hours of sleep here. Thanks for watching this video. Now, don't forget to leave a like, check out some more videos here on my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!